Garena Free Fire, possibly the most predatory gaming scheme masquerading as entertainment since EA tried to convince us that paying $80 for half a game was a revolutionary business model. Free Fire is the digital equivalent of a gas station sandwich that's been sitting under heat lamps for 3 weeks. No matter how many contradictions exist about this game, it all comes down to two things: your money, and sure, I guess your skills too, if you want to pretend that matters. Imagine a game built on what looks like Pac-Man machine technology from 1982, feeling so unrealistic and junky that it makes Cyberpunk at launch look like a polished masterpiece. Yet somehow, this visual catastrophe has over 1 billion downloads on the Play Store. That's not a typo. 1 billion. That's the same number of times I've questioned humanity's collective decision-making abilities. But let's ask the real question. Are 1 billion people actually playing this digital dumpster fire? Or are free-to-play users just masochistically torturing themselves while pay-to-win whales dominate every match? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to expose Garena's scheme and how they're manipulating kids and anyone with an IQ lower than room temperature to part with their money faster than a college student at a bar during happy hour. Garena isn't just making a game. They're operating a psychological warfare campaign against your wallet. The company, based in Singapore, is led by billionaire Forrest who's probably wiping his ass with $100 bills that used to belong to 12-year-olds in developing countries. That's right. All you Free Fire players are literally funding this guy's yacht collection with your hard-earned cash. The game's business model is the digital equivalent of highway robbery, except instead of a mask and a gun, they're using colorful skins and artificial difficulty spikes. Their special move? The classic hook gamers with pay-to-win mechanics technique. When you buy skins in Free Fire, you don't just look different, you actually get gameplay advantages, like increased damage and reduced recoil. That's about as balanced as a one-legged elephant on a unicycle. Garena's brilliant strategy is essentially saying, hey, tired of getting absolutely destroyed by players who spent money? Well, just empty your bank account and you too can ruin someone else's day. It's a beautiful circle of misery that keeps their revenue flowing. The payment gateway in Asian countries has become so streamlined that spending money in-game is easier than ordering a pizza. Kids can empty their parents' bank accounts with fewer steps than it takes to do their homework. Absolutely ingenious predatory design. But wait, it gets better. In January 2022, PUBG developer Krafton filed a lawsuit against Garena, Apple, and Google, claiming that Free Fire is basically a bootleg PUBG. According to the lawsuit, Garena was accused of copying numerous features like the pre-game waiting lobby, airdrop feature, and game structure. Basically, Free Fire is to PUBG what those $5 Gucci bags are to actual Gucci. The lawsuit claimed Garena made over $100 million in the US alone in just 3 months of 2021. That's more money than I'll see in multiple lifetimes, all from selling what is essentially a knockoff battle royale that looks like it was developed in someone's basement over a weekend. And here's where it gets truly bizarre. In February 2022, the Indian government banned Free Fire along with 56 other apps, citing national security concerns. Yes, a game so bad it was considered a threat to national security. That's like being told your cooking is so terrible it violates the Geneva Convention. The game was banned primarily due to data privacy concerns and potential security risks, despite Garena being based in Singapore, not China. When your game gets banned by an entire country of 1.4 billion potential players, you might want to reconsider your life choices. Meanwhile, Free Fire content creators on YouTube aren't just promoting the game. Many are actively pushing gambling apps and sketchy betting sites. YouTube's algorithm doesn't care about detecting scams. It just pushes whatever gets views. And nothing gets views like promising kids they can get free in-game currency by clicking dubious links or watching sketchy videos. It's a perfect ecosystem of exploitation that makes everyone money except the players. The game looks like absolute dog water. Graphics that would make a Nintendo 64 embarrassed. Gameplay smoother than sandpaper. And gun mechanics that feel like you're shooting marshmallows from a broken slingshot. Which makes it even more bewildering that people actually buy expensive PCs just to play this mobile trash on bigger screens. That's like buying a Ferrari to deliver newspapers or using a surgical scalpel to spread butter on toast. Free Fire's monetization strategy isn't subtle. While some defenders claim the pay-to-win factor has reduced a lot since 2019, that's like saying being punched in the face 4 times is better than being punched 5 times. You're still getting punched in the face. The game has auto-aim features, but they're about as useful as a chocolate teapot unless you spend money on upgrades. It's literally designed to frustrate you into opening your wallet. I challenge anyone to show me a single game that's more predatory than this digital cesspool. I've downloaded it more than 50 times, trying to understand the appeal, and eventually spent money once just to see the difference. The result? Suddenly, I could actually win gunfights. What a shocking coincidence. So should you play Free Fire? Yes, absolutely. If you're financially stable and looking to change that status as quickly as possible. It's perfect for anyone who wants to develop a gambling addiction without the hassle of visiting an actual casino. The Singaporean company Garena should be stopped, but as long as they're making billions, don't expect any meaningful change. If Asian countries can't or won't regulate these predatory practices, we can kiss good mobile games goodbye. Free Fire has completely annihilated the mobile gaming market with its schemes and massive player base. This isn't just my opinion. It's the reality of what happens when predatory monetization meets low-quality game design and gets marketed to vulnerable players. Don't believe me? Try it yourself. Download Free Fire, play it without spending a dime, then come back and tell me about your experience in the comments. In the immortal words that sum up this entire situation, this game is fucking garbage, and if you enjoy it, you might want to reconsider your standards. I've seen more engaging gameplay from elevator buttons. That's it for today. Remember to like, subscribe, and for the love of God, don't spend money on Free Fire.